Hi, my name is Barbara Smith. I am an independent candidate. I'm 48 years of age. I'm a mother of 3 children. Myself and my husband have a small business, and we have been keeping our heads above water for the last 20 years regarding business-wise. I am running on the Right to Change platform, and Right to Change came from the water movement, and it is a set of principles where it involves housing, jobs, health, democratic reform, many others, and we have all said that we will work together to create a more equal Ireland, a better society, a better place for our children to grow up. We have here in Longford particularly been affected by austerity. We have had no jobs investment for the last 5 years, and I think it's disgraceful that we have to wait for another 5 years for the likes of Centre Parks to come in. I'm hoping to be a strong, independent voice for what we need here in this county. Thank you.
Yes, Centre Parks coming is fantastic, but what we seem to be forgetting is that Centre Parks will not be coming until 2019. What we have at the moment is a very acute unemployment situation. And Louise's question is, let's get back to the question, how do we sort out the jobs at the moment? And how do we give incentives? We need to give incentives to our shops on the main street that are not getting a chance. We need to give them a break on rates, give them tax incentives so that they can keep their doors open and that they can pay living wages to our people, who will then be able to spend their available income in other shops. It's a ripple effect, and it needs to be done to keep the shops open. We can't wait until 2019 for Centre Parks. Yes, it is brilliant, but it's too long to wait.
Mona, you had a question there.
Yeah, just want to say that Ireland is at the bottom of the league in terms of investment in arts and culture. In 2012, the Council of Europe data showed that the spending on arts in that year was 41% GDP. The national or the European average is 26%. For a country that has such a rich tradition of arts and culture, such a long history of artists and in recent years of filmmakers and writers, this thing is not the
Barbara, so do you want to make a contribution? So you didn't make one mistake.
I took part in a fundraiser for Backstage Theatre, The Stars in My Eye. It was an absolutely amazing experience. It had been a long time since I had been on the stage, but it again was another opportunity of taking part in the arts. And as Connie said, our young children benefit from this enormously, and it carries up through their lives, and it should be invested in, because we have, our poets, our actors, our musicians, our singers, they all benefit from the arts. Our stage production, the guys here, it's all art, and it must be invested in. So I would absolutely be in favour of increasing funding for that.
4,000 people unemployed in Longford, which is disgraceful. But what is more disgraceful is that net job creation for 2014 was minus 56. So you can talk about bringing jobs, but you must also consider the jobs that are lost. Longford, I'm sure you are all aware, is the most disadvantaged local authority in the region, with a deprivation score of minus 5.12, which is extremely, extremely disadvantaged. So what I want to know from the candidates is, and the other thing I want to mention is that in 2015 we have experienced further job losses, and then we heard this morning about Cameron and the loss of further jobs there. So what one specific initiative would you implement to create the conditions for bringing real jobs, not schemes, but jobs that provide a living wage and job path progression to Longford? Thank you.
Yeah, I take complete exception to what Gabrielle has said. Longford has not seen any recovery whatsoever. We're in the recovery position. It's so bad here. You're talking about talking up Longford. 5 years you've been in government, and yourself, James. We have not seen anything here for our young children, for our young adults leaving school, and for those people who are unemployed. It's ridiculous. There needs to be something that will get people to open businesses. Give them a break on rates. Give them incentives. Do something. Don't just talk about it. Do something.
Okay, May section, a question on a different topic. There's a significant number of people across the region
who are being denied their basic, fundamental human right of a home of their own, a roof over their head. There are people in this county, in refuges, in hostels, women living in fear in their own home because they have nowhere to go, people sleeping in cars, people sleeping in one person, I heard, they were sleeping in a wheelie bin, people sleeping on somebody else's sofa. This region receives 1.5% of the government budget on homelessness. Here in Longford alone, last year, 88 people presented as homeless to Longford County Council. There are 1,188 people on Longford County Council social housing waiting list. Last year, they made offers of 121 social houses. What are the people on this panel here going to do about this problem if they are elected? And not a waffle, please. What are they actually going to do?
Barbara Smith has her hand up. Let her make her point.
I've been knocking on doors the last number of months, and the amount of families, 2 and 3 families living in the one home, it's actually quite shocking. We have a lost opportunity over the last number of years. We have been paying millions and millions to private landlords for social housing. Millions. We have NAMA selling off our assets to vulture capitalists for nothing. That is a completely, it's at odds with each other. We should have been, local authorities should have been allowed work with NAMA to build up their social housing stock. If that was allowed, we would not be in the mess we're in at the moment.
Certified earlier, second and below, and employing 10 highly qualified staff. My point is to all of you up there now, it's not just 1 or 2, the whole lot of you. Serious investment is needed for staff salaries, so the educators can earn the same as similar qualified professional, namely teachers, everybody in the education sector. It's a race to the bottom, to be honest. I think it's an absolute disgrace. You can come to my door and any of you will say is, oh, I want quote number 1. What are you going to do for me? I'll just have 2 other points to clarify. Funding is needed towards graduate courses. I gave 13,000 for a part-time course, non-funded. I had to get a loan out of credit union and work full-time as well to gain my qualification of level 8. Commercial rates is another point on all earlier settings. I do know that the community care doesn't pay rates because they're known as an educational basis. We are an educational basis as well. Anyway,
You're private provider.
Yes, we are an educational basis. Anyway, always pay rates like their educational basis. Primary school over the road, their educational basis. They don't pay rates. It's reach equal opportunities. Okay. It's small businesses that are trampled on and thankfully offered. It's about time you all woke up and took action instead of coming to doors looking for votes and doing nothing.
Okay, Barbara, you can handle the matter.
I'm completely at odds with what James is saying. I'm chairperson of a community childcare facility. It's on its knees. It has been on its knees for 2 years. We have written to yourself, we have written to the department, we have written to whoever we could. We've written to Gabrielle, we've written to Robert Troy. We got nothing back. It is on its knees, it's facing closure. At the moment, the staff are on protective notice because we cannot get investment from your government. Now, that is a loss of jobs. It's also a loss for the parents and children. They are in one of the most disadvantaged estates in Longford. It is detrimental, and you have done nothing. So when you say you're investing in childcare, no,
that's wrong.
It's not wrong.
Budget 16 had a specific paragraph devoted to improving childcare
You know, you can have paragraph after paragraph. It's not. It's wrong.
So how big a role?
We have put substantial
You have
funding
not
into
invested.
childcare.
No.
We have put substantial funding.
Mr. Bannon.
Not in this case, you have not.
No, sir.
You haven't.